What up guys, Miguel here from Yugatech, and we're back at it again with another smartphone roundup video. We've already made lists of phones under 8,000 and 15,000 pesos, so check them out if you haven't already over here. In today's video, we're gonna walk you through the hottest smartphones that arrived in the Philippines during the first quarter of 2024, all priced under 20,000 pesos. So without further ado, let's dive in. Kicking off this list is the POCO X6, boasting a pretty powerful chipset, the Snapdragon 7S Gen 2. It gets a 6.67-inch 1.5K AMOLED display running at 120Hz with a layer of Gorilla Glass Victus on top and gets Dolby Vision support. For optics, the POCO X6 packs a triple camera setup led by a 64-megapixel main camera complemented with an 8-megapixel ultrawide and a 2-megapixel macro lens. And it's capable of 4K video recording at 30 frames per second. As for battery, it has a 5100 mAh cell paired with a 67-watt charging rate. The phone's main highlights are its impressive display, consistent performance, and its cameras that can capture accurate colors. The POCO X6 with its 512GB trim is priced at 17,399 pesos via Lazada. But you can definitely get it for a lower price at only 13,990 pesos for the 8 plus 256GB variant. Next is a tough one, the Honor X9B 5G, which brings significant improvements over last year's X9A. In particular, the X9B comes with a better chipset, better cameras, and a bigger battery. It features a 6.78-inch 1.5K AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate. This display also gets a 5-star overall drop resistance certification from the SGS Switzerland. In other words, its display is built different. Under the hood is a Snapdragon 6 Gen 1, and it's only available in one configuration upon launch with 12GB of RAM and 256GB of internal storage. Its rear protrudes a triple camera setup with a 108-megapixel primary camera, 5-megapixel ultrawide, and a 2-megapixel macro sensor. This phone can shoot video up to 4K at 30 frames per second. Photos shot on this device come out with good detail and natural lighting. We also noticed its post-processing tends to bump up contrast. Battery-wise, it packs a bigger 5800 mAh unit featuring a 35-watt charging rate. It also features reverse wired charging that technically makes the X9B a handy power bank. Fans of Honor will surely appreciate the X9B as it comes with the same price as last year at 16,999 pesos. Moving on, we have another one from Xiaomi, the POCO X6 Pro 5G. It shares lots of similar specs with its vanilla variant, except it boasts a more powerful chipset, the Dimensity 8300 Ultra. It sports the same 6.67-inch AMOLED display that features Gorilla Glass 5 protection. Cameras are also identical with a 64-megapixel main lens as well as a 16-megapixel selfie camera. While it gets the same 67-watt charging rate, it has a smaller 5,000 mAh battery. Regardless, the POCO X6 Pro 5G stands out more with its better overall performance. Its 512GB trim comes at 19,999 pesos, but you can get it for lower at 16,599 pesos for its 256GB config. Next, we have the OPPO Reno11 F 5G, which is definitely worth checking out. It sports a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus OLED screen running at a smooth 120Hz refresh rate. It also gets an added layer of protection thanks to Panda Glass. Powering this phone is a Dimensity 7050 chipset, and as for config, it only comes in a 8 plus 256GB trim. On the bright side, it offers storage expansion via microSD, which is always a plus in our book. For cameras, the Reno11 F boasts a triple rear camera setup featuring a 64-megapixel main shooter, 8-megapixel ultrawide, and 2-megapixel macro sensor. As for selfies, the phone is equipped with a 32-megapixel front-facing camera. It's also capable of 4K capture at 30 frames per second, but unlike other phones in the list, the Reno11 F supports 4K for both rear and front cameras. Electronic image stabilization also kicks in by default when shooting 1080p videos. It packs the usual 5,000 mAh battery with support for 67-watt fast charging. The OPPO Reno11 F 5G sets you back only 18,999 pesos. Next is from a sister brand, the realme 12 Plus 5G. It sports a 6.67-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display at 120Hz, and similar to the Reno11 F, it is also powered by the Dimensity 7050 chipset. For configs, you can either go for an 8 or 12GB RAM variant, both of which have 256GB of onboard storage that's expandable via microSD. Its rear also consists of 3 cameras with a 50-megapixel main, 8-megapixel ultrawide, and as usual, usual, a 2-megapixel macro lens. Another similarity with its previous entry is its battery, also rated at 5,000 mAh paired with 67-watt fast charging. The Realme 12 Plus 5G starts at 17,999 pesos for the 8 plus 256GB trim, while the 12 plus 256GB variant goes for 19,999 pesos. Last but definitely not the least, we have the Nothing Phone 2A, starting at under 19K, or 18,990 pesos to be exact. This phone offers a unique design combined with a ton of neat features. It packs a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED screen with a 120Hz adaptive refresh rate. This display panel is also protected with Corning Gorilla Glass 5 for added protection. Under the hood, the Nothing Phone 2A is equipped with the Dimensity 7200 Pro, rocking 8GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage. But the party happens at the back panel. Borrowing the signature glyph interface with its customizable LED lighting from its siblings, this phone is a guaranteed conversation starter. Right at the upper center are two cameras, both sporting 50-megapixel counts that shoot 4K videos at 30 frames per second. The front gets a 32-megapixel selfie shooter that can shoot 1080p at a higher 60 frames per second. As for battery, it packs the usual 5,000 mAh unit paired with 45-watt fast charging. The Nothing Phone 2A starts at 18,990 pesos for the 8 plus 128GB trim. If you're looking for a 256GB option, it's available, but would push it into a higher price bracket. So that closes out this list. Which phone do you think is the best contender on this list? Let us know in the comment section below. But if you found this video useful or informative, or if it helped you make a purchasing decision, be sure to smack that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that bell icon so you get notified of our future uploads. Be sure to visit yugatech.com and follow us on our socials, that is Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been Miguel, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.